This NBA legend just went on his podcast and talked about how he and his crew don't think that the Thunder did enough to actually make it as a top seed in the Western Conference or even make it to the finals, stating that the Caruso-Giddey trade is going to be a problem for the Thunder as they thought Giddey brought more value to the Oklahoma City Thunder than what Caruso can bring. And they aren't too excited about the Hartenstein edition either, saying that there are some teams out there that are better than Oklahoma City Thunder. They had the New Look Kings with DeMar DeRozan better than the Oklahoma City Thunder. They had the Mavericks still better than the Oklahoma City Thunder. That one I can give you, since you did beat us in the playoffs. I can give you that one. I can give you the Mavericks. The Timberwolves, they didn't do much to get better. The Nuggets, they didn't do much to get better. The Suns, they didn't do much to get better either. They just kept everyone. But yet they had them all above the Thunder in their rankings of how the Western Conference will look like, and say that we will end up as the 6th seed, maybe even a play-in team after everything we brought in this offseason. Before we get into all this, though, and break down what was said and why that these, like all the stuff that they said was wrong, before we get into that, I just want to take a moment and say that we're at 1,500 subscribers so far, 1,535 if you want me to be exact here. Trying to hit 2,000 by the start of the season. So if you guys enjoy the content and you find yourself coming back on a regular basis, it would mean the world to me if you guys could hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel, and it's the best way to stay up to date when a new video drops here on Thunder Digest. With that out of the way, we can get into the video and talk about what Gilbert Arenas had to say, along with his partner Rashad McCants on his podcast Gil's Arena, and talking about why they believe the Thunder are not going to be this team that we were last season, how we might even end up being worse. All right. First, with the quote, of course, that was said. This was by Rashad McCants via Gil's Arena. I'm not fond of the Caruso-Giddey trade. I think Giddey gave them more. When you look at OKC and the way they got to that spot, they just played hard-nosed, played consistent throughout the season. Young team, and when you play like that, you'll take a few games. Now they have a target, and teams know what to expect. Okay. What he's kind of saying here, all right, is saying the reason we're not going to be the same team that we were last season was because what I'm seeing here is we got lucky a few times, all right? We took a few games because we played hard, all right? Aren't you supposed to play hard? Aren't you supposed to play hard? That's my thing. Are you, are you saying everyone doesn't play hard in the NBA? It's the NBA. I'm sure everyone's trying to give it their all out there when they're on the court. It's not Oklahoma City Thunder's fault. It's not our players' fault that we just played harder than everyone else, which caused us to win more games, showing that we were better. It's not our fault for that. Sorry if that's the case. And then they have a target and teams know what to expect. Yeah, I'm sure we have a target because we're a young team. We're having fun. Okay, we finished as the number 1 seed last season. We had 57 wins. It was, I think, the 3rd most in franchise history. It's impressive. We had a great season. We had a great year last year. We ended up losing in the semifinals against the Mavericks. And I also want you to know, this is how little they watched the Oklahoma City Thunder last year, so this is why I don't even think that really they know what they're talking about, what they're getting into. They thought we lost to the Timberwolves in the 2nd round in 6 games. Not the Mavericks. They thought we lost to the Timberwolves. So how much research and how much do they actually watch us play is what I was kind of seeing from it the whole time. It was like, man, you have no clue what the Oklahoma City Thunder are actually about. When I was watching and listening to what they had to say, I was like, have you seen what we've done? Have you seen the squad we've built around? Okay? Thinking that Giddey brought more value than Caruso, I can see with the playmaking ability, with his vision and IQ on the offensive end, with his passing ability, I can see how he can bring value in that way. Defensively and shooting-wise, I think Caruso brings more value. When you look at the stats and look how Caruso plays on the court, I think he brings more value because of how he plays. He plays hard. He's aggressive. He's physical. He's hustling for every single possession and loose ball. That's what we needed on this team. That's what the Oklahoma City Thunder are about, and that's what he talked about as well. Rashad McCants even agreed that the Oklahoma City Thunder play hard-nosed, and you're going to take games that way when you play harder than the other guy. When you're better than the other team and you're playing harder, of course, you're going to go out there and win 57 games, and 65 is what I think we can get this year with what we've added on this team, and if we keep playing hard like that, we can hit 65 wins. We can, easily. Very easily, I think so. But if you really want to look at the additions and, do they really bring that much value to that team? If you want to look at the stats, we can go ahead and bring that up, okay? We can go ahead and look at the stats, compare them. Okay, Caruso last season, as a starter, averaged 10 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, a block and a steal per game, less than 2 turnovers, less than 3 fouls a game, 46% from the field, 40% from behind the three-point line. He's 6'5", 30 years old. He's definitely going to be our oldest player on the squad, I believe. 39% on corner threes, 89% of his threes are assisted, 61% of all of his shots are three-pointers. He's not here for offense. I think that's what a bunch of these analysts on ESPN everywhere that used to play basketball or even, are knowledgeable about basketball, they look at the offensive stats all the time. When really, there's two sides of basketball. There are two sides of basketball. Yes, Caruso, he wasn't scoring as many points per game as Josh Giddey. He's more efficient. He shoots the three ball better. Sure, he's not getting as many rebounds or assists per game. He's here for defense off the bench and being a leader off the bench for us. That's what he's here for when I look at Caruso. That's what I'm kind of seeing from him. He's not here to be this all-star scoring option. No, he's there to keep being an all-defensive player for us and being a leader off the bench for our guys so we have a chance when we do have to put in our bench. That's what he's here for. That's what Caruso's here for, but yet they're probably looking at it as an offensive standpoint as like, what is he bringing in the starting lineup for the offensive standpoint? They're looking as he's the straight-up replacement for Giddey when he's not. We're not trying to replace Giddey with Caruso. We're trying to add in how we actually play with Caruso. Then you look at Hartenstein. Look at how he plays. Sure, 8 points a game isn't glamorous by any means. 8 rebounds, though. We struggled rebounding, so we got arguably, he might have been the best rebounder out on the market with how physical he plays. With that addition alone helps us out a ton, and everyone keeps looking at it as if we need more scorers. We don't need more people to score on this team. We don't. With our top 3 scoring options, with Chet, J-Dub, and SGA, we can score probably close to 80 points a game just with those 3 guys alone. Then if you add in 30 points with our bench as well, look at the scoring options off our bench. Isaiah Joe can give you 10 off the bench. Aaron Wiggins can give you 8 off the bench. Caruso can probably give you 8 off the bench. Add in those guys as well, you get anywhere from 30 to 40 with the rest of your guys out there. You can win games like that. You can win games like that. Hartenstein and Caruso are not here for offense. So you're looking at the stats here, all right? Look at the defensive stats and rebounding stats for Hartenstein. That's what he brings. A block, a steal, and 8 rebounds a game. That's what he brings. 2 of the only, 9 players in the league that average a block and steal per game are now on the Oklahoma City Thunder. 2 of the best defenders in the league now on the Oklahoma City Thunder. We added size as well with Hartenstein, 7 foot tall. We were missing size. That's what we were missing size, and we were missing rebounders. We were missing help with defensive presence in the paint. We weren't missing offense. I think that's what everyone's kind of looking at when people are looking down at the Thunder thinking, they didn't do as much as the Mavs. They didn't do as much as the Timberwolves or the Knicks or, even the 76ers. They didn't do as much. They didn't really bring in a ton of offensive talent because we don't need any more offensive talent. We don't. That's what gets me about these people always talking down on the Oklahoma City Thunder because we're a small market team. They don't actually watch us. First off, a lot of people don't watch Oklahoma City Thunder games because we're a small market team. And secondly, everyone thinks you just need more scoring. We averaged, 117 points a game last season. 117. That may not be exact, but I know we averaged more than 110. I know we did. And we were only giving up, 105 points a game last season, somewhere around there. We wanted to improve our defense so we can win by scoring just 100 points a game because there were some nights we went cold. There were. We wanted to be known as the best defensive team in the league, and that's what we did with the additions we made with Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein. People don't look at the defensive stats and presence anymore for basketball players. So it's all about offense. It's all about offense. I probably sound like an old head here. You're probably going to call me Unk in the comments, but this is what the Oklahoma City Thunder are doing because we know we have scorers on this team. SGA is going to get you 31 a night. And then you're going to forget about Chet Holmgren or Dub, and they're going to drop 25 on you while the other drops 20 still. Doing that alone gives us almost 80 points a game. That's what it does. Just with those three guys alone, then when you guys forget and you leave Dort wide open for threes, he'll give you 10 a game, all right? There's almost 90 points. Isaiah Hartenstein with the pick and roll option and offensive boards, he'll get you 10 a game. There's, 100 right there just with our starters. Then our bench option can get us up to 120, even 130 a game. We have scores all over the court, and you're going to forget about some of our guys because you're going to be so focused on our top three guys that Hartenstein, like I mentioned, will give you 10 a game. Dort, like I mentioned, will give you 10 a game because you're going to be so focused on our top three guys. But yet it doesn't matter because you're not going to score more than 100 against us. That's what we were doing, building defense. And I'm tired of people saying that we didn't do as much as some other teams, that the Mavs did more than us just because they added in Klay Thompson, who is one of the best catch-and-shoot guys of all time. He might be the best of all time. He's not the Klay Thompson we once knew, and he's not as good as a defender as he once was. He's, I don't want to say he's a coat on defense, but he doesn't bring much value on the defensive side of the ball anymore. The Oklahoma City Thunder, we've added some guys that can play offense and some guys that are great at defense. That's what we've done. We've improved, I think, on both sides of the ball. Rebounding and defensive-wise and offensive-wise as well, and efficient shooting-wise. I think we've improved in every single category, and we are the winners of the offseason, but yet Gilbert Arenas and his whole crew at Gil's Arena don't think so. They have us finishing 6th in the West. Now, they did end up moving us up to 2nd for some reason, but you can tell Rashawn McCants and everyone else there, besides Gilbert Arenas originally had us at 3. When you were looking, and he was looking at all the other teams, he was like, okay, let's move him to 2. He originally had us at 3, so thank you for that, Gilbert. But everyone else on that show had the Oklahoma City Thunder either anywhere from 6 or to 8. Having us as a play-in team is diabolical. Sorry. I had a frog in my throat there. My voice is starting to crack out because of how absurd these comments are about the Thunder. The disrespect is insane, and the season hasn't even started yet. I can't wait for the Thunder to go out and prove everyone wrong when we go and win 65 games and win the finals. I can't wait for that. That's all I got for this video. I need to stop before I even go longer ranting about this. But let me know what you guys personally think about it. If you guys saw that by Gilbert Arenas and his crew. If not, go check it out and give me your thoughts on it. Let me down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.